This video was recorded before the second Dogpark 404 video was released. I will be recording a response to it next. Jagielski remains, and forever will be, perfection. Drama! I hate making drama videos. I don't like it at all. I'm trying to make normal YouTube content, but the only content that does well are drama videos. You don't want to see videos like this? Make my normal content perform better.
This is Jagielski's intro. Jagielski's perfection.
That's literally all we did. It's wild. Like, I've told this story before, but for people who didn't listen to our other podcasts, like, one day I literally got up and we had an 18-hour Skype call.
Okay, so you can actually look up it later. I will just cut out the MrBeast montage from the intro, and we'll get straight to the points. Which there are no points, okay? There are no good points in this video. Spoiler alert. So let's go.
So I wasn't actually going to make another video this week.
Then why did you make one? If you weren't going, why did you make one? We don't need more MrBeast haters right now, okay?
But I thought I should, to just conclude the MrBeast, I guess for me it's a trilogy right now.
Oh, so it's a trilogy, huh? Well, too bad I'm not going to respond to the other videos, because they probably regurgitating the points, did I mention that I'm not a native English speaker? Anyway, they just repeat the points Dogpark was making in his video. And of course those points are lies, as I proven in my hour-long debunk of it. So yeah.
Unless Dogpark uploads another video, or if there's something worthy of talking about, I don't think I'm going to make another video for a while.
That's good. Because if Dogpark uploads another video, I will have to respond. Because it is my duty to protect the world from liars and people who wish ill on successful content creators who did absolutely nothing wrong, okay? MrBeast is a fucking saint, okay? He's a fucking saint. And remember, I wouldn't protect just any big YouTuber, okay? Logan Paul is a jerk. Drake Paul is a scammer and a jerk, okay? I'm not going to defend any of them, but MrBeast is a fucking saint, okay? And the only other big creator that I think right now I would actually defend from any haters would be PewDiePie, but yeah.
But I did want to use this whole controversy around MrBeast to talk about an issue just kind of off the top of my head. I don't know how organized these thoughts are going to be. It's about, why do so many YouTubers get exposed as being terrible people?
There's a difference between being exposed as bad people and being lied about as being bad people, okay? Creepy Show Art, Creep Show Art was a bad person. Illuminati was a bad person. Spoctor was a bad person. Logan Paul continues to be a bad person, okay? But MrBeast is a fucking saint, okay? He's a fucking saint.
Now, of course, we've seen, like, this year, probably, like, one of the worst years, like, people talking to minors, obviously allegations about abusive relationships, I Am Alex, Ava Tyson, and MrBeast, of course.
Please don't pat MrBeast with that trash, okay? First of all, I'm Alex. It's a completely different story. And Ava Tyson, yeah, MrBeast might hear something about it, but without evidence, it would be immoral to fire. Again, let's say I would allege about the local shopkeeper that he killed my hamster, and I would go on X and will post so and so just killed my hamster. I am so sad, and people would go after that shopkeeper and destroy his life, get him out of job. Congratulations, you've just helped me destroy a life of a completely insane, innocent person, because I didn't even have a hamster to begin with, okay? Moreover, I literally hate hamsters.
Getting exposed for, you know, dodgy practices, but something I've always hated him for is the way he treats his workers.
And how exactly does he treat his workers? All right. He apparently gives them $1 million Martians, like in the Max case, which, again, I don't believe it's true. I believe that Dogpack made the entire thing up. But apparently he treats his employees to fucking Martians.
And just the poverty exploitation. But there's been so many YouTubers over the years, and while you're watching this video and listening to me talk, please just in the comments let me know who's the first person that pops into your mind. Like David Dobrik is like a great example of someone who was exposed as treating his employees terribly, and you could simply like hand wave away the bad behavior of content creators, saying, well, because there's a lot of people in the world that are bad, it stands to reason that a significant number of content creators will be bad, and there isn't really anything deeper with that.
Oh, and then they are, okay, they literally are, okay? Logan and Jake Paul are great examples of bad people who are also content creators. Is MrBeast a bad person? No, he fucking isn't!
But I think there is something deeper with why so many content creators are terrible people, and I think it's kind of like, maybe like politicians, business leaders, and YouTubers. The types of people who tend to succeed are often people who lack morals.
And yeah, there are plenty of bad people who are content creators, such as, I don't know, Logan Paul, Rice Gum, Jake Paul. Yeah. And is MrBeast a bad person? No, you fucking idiot. No, he isn't. He literally cures the blind, helps people walk again. He's a fucking saint, okay? He's a fucking saint. Might be also the second coming, considering how much of the world want to crucify him, but that's beyond the point.
And that's not to say, because I'd be saying that about myself, that every person who's in business, every person who's in politics, or every person who's into content creation is actually a bad person.
Oh, that's exactly what you are saying. Don't try to whistle your way out from this.
But I do think both the benefits these positions promise, wealth, fame, and power, attract automatically like the worst types of people, and to actually succeed in these various industries or careers, you do have to be okay with basically crushing people for profit or for your own power.
No, you don't have to be. That's one. PewDiePie certainly hasn't done anything. Moreover, T-Series only did such thing. And as much as I hate Logan Paul, he also didn't do any such thing, okay? And obviously MrBeast didn't either, okay? MrBeast didn't either do such thing, okay?
So today I wanted to talk about that and use MrBeast as a case study and kind of like compare his own experience on YouTube or his own career on YouTube to my own, and basically like our own background and how often, you know, with people like MrBeast, it's just kind of obvious they're going to be exposed as bad in some way or another.
He was literally giving money to homeless as per your fucking intro.
Because basically what happens to a lot of content creators is that you turn from teenager into like owner of a multi-million business overnight.
Okay, so yeah. Again, I don't have a lot of subscribers. YouTube still owes me 13 cents from the time the monetization was available to everyone, not just those with 1,000 subscribers and what was that, 4,000 watch hours per year? Okay, something like that. Anyway, YouTube still owes me 13 cents, okay? So, believe me, I'm jealous of larger creators, okay? That's true, okay? That's true. But I'm not a fucking idiot and go hate on bigger creators just because they are more popular than I am, okay? And yeah, I have less subscribers on this than this guy. You know who this guy has less subscribers than? MrBeast. He's just fucking jealous that MrBeast is the biggest YouTuber on the platform. He's just fucking jealous.
With no life experience to back that up, with no like experience of working in the real world, or just no real life experience, your brain isn't even fully developed yet. But here you are in a position of massive power, massive popularity, and most of the time making loads of money. And it's just such a recipe for disaster. We see it with traditional celebrities, like Justin Bieber goes from YouTuber to like the most famous person on the planet, and like look what that did to him for years.
Yeah, Justin Bieber is an idiot. That's all, okay? He's a fucking idiot. He would be idiot regardless if he was working in the recording studio or in the McDonald's.
The people who suffer are often people who work for these YouTubers, right? It's not really the YouTubers themselves, because they've had to do certain things to get in that position in the first place, which means they are okay with some immoral things to get there. So the main focus of this is going to be MrBeast, and I'm going to be using his own career and contrasting it with my own.
Ding ding ding! I was right! He's fucking jealous!
Like, I want to talk about his early videos, his obsessiveness with going viral, and then transitioning from that boy into someone who owns just like a massive company and is one of the most famous people on the internet.
And who, again, did nothing Wrong!
Now, this video isn't going to be me telling you how great I am, but yes, I am a YouTuber, and at one point, JAGIELSKI'S would have been a similar sized YouTuber to myself.
Okay, I will now put a jealousy counter on the screen, okay?
And I think lots of people who get into YouTube get into it for like really good reasons, but I also think there's a reason that a lot of the nicer YouTubers aren't the most famous.
What do you mean, not famous? PewDiePie is very nice and he was king of YouTube for years, okay? It took an entire country and Bollywood music to take him down, okay?
So let's talk about my own life. So I'm a similar age to JAGIELSKI'S. I'm 28, nearly 29 in a couple months. I think he's like 26. So grew up in kind of like a similar era, and a lot of people today say, oh, everyone who's young, their dream is to be like a YouTuber, but that was everyone's dream when I was a kid. Now, me and my younger brother, who is also a YouTuber who's bigger than me, when we were kids, we just loved YouTube, right? So we just loved watching gaming YouTube primarily, and I think MrBeast did as well. You know, channels like Machinima, game trailers, Inside Gaming, etc. And we're talking about bad YouTubers, someone like Adam Kovic, but like, you know, watching these people growing up, I'm like, I want to be a gaming YouTuber. And as I became a teenager, I was like, well, wouldn't it be great if I could, you know, be a political YouTuber like the Young Turks? Because I watched them since I was about 15. So these people I watched, I was always like, hell yeah, that would be the dream. But I was also a 15-year-old kid, so I didn't want to do YouTube for money.
As the best YouTubers are, okay? I also don't do YouTube for money, okay? I joke around that YouTube owes me 13 cents, but I'm literally doing this to make people happy. And I'm actually very angry that the Dogpack video did so fucking well. And my Let's Plays don't do as well. But yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles, okay?
And that's a big thing these days. Like, I didn't care about money. I didn't care about fame. I just thought this was really cool to like do a job where you're just talking on camera about stuff you love. And that's why a lot of people get into content creation originally. And thankfully, like, a lot of people do stay that way, that they just do it because they love it. The thing with me is I never pursued YouTube seriously. Like, it was always one of those dreams, like, wouldn't it be cool to be a pro football player? And to be honest, because I was actually still, you know, playing football, at least I was taking more active steps to becoming a pro footballer, even though I had no chance.
And by football, do you mean real football or Americanist rugby? Because if the latter, that certainly explains the brain damage you are suffering to hate on a person who literally cures the blind, deaf, and help people walk again.
Then I was to becoming a YouTuber. I didn't own a camera. I didn't upload videos to YouTube. I didn't do anything in regards to YouTube. I just watched it and thought, hey, one day that would be cool. So the years roll past, you know, finish school, go to university. At university, I get involved with some like media creation. I do my own radio show. I write for the entertainment magazine and the politics magazine. And I really like it. And I think, well, maybe I'll be a journalist. Like, I like this stuff. I'm a good writer. I'm doing a degree in history. I went on to do my master's in international relations. If anything, I am a pretty competent writer. And I love writing about entertainment and politics and gaming. I forgot what term I went by, but basically like the gaming editor for our magazine. And I really liked that. So I thought, a career in games journalism.
Oh, so that's why you are like that. That certainly explains your position.
And then, yeah, did my master's degree and then finished my studies at about 23. And I started looking for a job. Now, when I was about nearly 22, I started my YouTube channel. And it was basically like re-uploads of my radio show from uni, just talking about politics and history. And my little brother had already been like fairly successful on YouTube. So I didn't even go out and have to seek the equipment. He just gave me his old computer and his old camera and mic. So thanks to him, I already had someone I could look up to of like, you know, he's already done this. and he succeeded, even though it's completely different genre. And then he's given me the equipment. So why don't I do this? So I started uploading in 2017, started doing more videos in like 2018, 2019, gaming, politics, history, all that stuff. But I wasn't really obsessive about it, and I never actually thought it would turn into anything significant.
And that's why you actually failed. If you don't try to succeed, you will always fail, okay? You will always fail if you don't plan on succeeding, okay? You might fail if you plan on succeeding, but if you don't plan on succeeding, you are planning to fail, okay? There's one joke in Poland. I don't know if it's in the English-speaking countries, but it goes like that. There's a guy who literally prays to God every day. Oh Lord, give me $1 million. Let me win at the lottery $1 million. And eventually he gets response. Okay, I will do it. But give me a chance. Buy a fucking ticket. Because yes, it's very hard to win at the lottery, okay? It's extremely hard and unlikely, okay? But there's one way you can ensure that you won't win, okay? You won't win if you don't play.
And then at this time, I was just, looking for a job, going up London, doing a fuck ton of real life interviews and getting rejected loads. And before I landed a job, when I just turned 24 at some pharmaceutical business paper. I didn't mind the work, hated the commute, hated becoming a wage slave, all that stuff. But the YouTube stuff was just in the background. Like, I put it on my CV, I talk about politics, and to be fair, I was uploading pretty regularly, like 1 or 2 videos a week, about like 8 to 10 minutes long. So I wouldn't say I wasn't a YouTuber at this point, but I wasn't taking it seriously either.
So you are saying that you don't care about your content, and you wondered why you are a smaller YouTuber and why MrBeast is where he is right now.
Now, one thing I notice with a lot of successful YouTubers, they just live online. And I'm not saying this to disparage people who find community online, but I really was just the most normal kid, right? And also, weirdly enough, as someone who does now, I didn't really live on the internet. Like, I like my YouTube, but I wasn't in like chat rooms with people. I wasn't on gaming forums. As a kid and a young teenager, just preferred going out with my friends, going out drinking as, teenagers do, playing sports, seeing my girlfriend and stuff like that. Like, I didn't really care for the online world at this point, and I didn't really go down that rabbit hole. And something I notice sometimes with a lot of successful YouTubers, they don't really have that like normal life, or they're not popular in their social circles.
And you wondered why some people decide to, as you put it, live on the internet, okay?
And that's not to say a lot of YouTubers weren't just really average people growing up like myself, but I think there is a correlation between people who just live and breathe online relationships and communities who become successful YouTubers, and that is the case for MrBeast, and it really isn't the case for me. And still today, like, all my friends are like just people who don't really understand much about the online world, like the online discourse. They really don't give a shit about it. So it is kind of funny even doing this job, because they really don't care about most of the things I'm talking about. So we basically just like never talk about me being a YouTuber that much, besides the normal like how is work stuff. And the thing is as well, I still have like a pretty normal life. I work most days, I work a similar amount of hours, I go to my five-a-side football, I go to the gym, I see my friends and stuff. I have just like a pretty normal life. And I would say my living on the internet is more because I have to now for a job. It's not something I was always used to, like making Discord servers, which I promoted. Like, I would never have Discord if I didn't have my own server, right? Like, I barely use that stuff. And the only reason I went full-time with YouTube is because I quit my job. And just as I was between jobs, I just started cranking out the content a bit more. And thankfully it was successful. And I thought, well, I'm just going to do this full-time now. And that's how I became a full-time YouTuber. It wasn't me obsessing over analytics. It wasn't me trying to go viral every day of the week. It wasn't me just pumping out content every single day. I made 2 videos a week running up to when I quit my job. And then I made 3 videos a week. It's a pretty natural progression. I just put more time and effort into it. And here I am today, just like someone who has like a pretty low-key YouTube channel, does it full-time, and I'm just like a really, really normal and average guy. Thankfully in my life, haven't had major problems with mental health issues or being bullied or having struggles with relationships. I've been really lucky in that respect. And I actually put a lot of that down with thankfully living in the same city I was born in and all of my friends being friends from like primary and secondary schools. So it's always just been easy to maintain these relationships. So I say that all there to just contrast me with JAGIELSKI'S. And the one thing I want you to take away from my own experience of becoming a YouTuber is I've had experience of the real world, working shitty jobs, going to university and dealing with that shit. Just general life shit, because I didn't become a full-time YouTuber until I was 25. JAGIELSKI'S became basically a full-time YouTuber when he was a teenager, and became a very, very successful YouTuber when he was a teenager. And like I said, think about the contrast between me and thousands of other YouTubers who become YouTubers as fully formed, functioning adults, and we don't achieve like insane success, but we make a living, right? Contrast that with MrBeast's life. So there was an article that came out in 2022, just a profile by EJ Dixon. And I want to read it for you because I think a lot of the problems that came later in MrBeast's career stem from basically how he became this massive success in the first place. So Jimmy Donaldson, which is his real name, claims to not have any vivid memories of his childhood before the age of 11. He chalks this up in part to his entrepreneurial streak. I'm very forward thinking, he says. Fuck the past, it's already happened. I'm trying to conquer the future.
Which is a very good mindset to have. And it's a mindset that literally put him at the #1 spot of this platform, okay? So, who's stupid here? Certainly not MrBeast. And who's jealous? Also not MrBeast. Because yeah, you can't change the past. You can only affect the future, okay? And unless we discover a way to travel to the past, we will never be able to change the past, okay?
Indeed, he seems to have been born without any semblance of nostalgia. That lack of nostalgia may also serve as a protective measure because Jimmy Donaldson's upbringing appears to have been less than stable. He was born in Kansas, the middle child to 2 parents who were active duty in the military, with his mother, Sue, serving as a prison warden in Germany before being stationed at Fort Leavenworth. Jimmy thinks it's pretty badass that his mum ran a prison, says Sue. She now works as MrBeast LLC's chief compliance officer, and I've talked about problems involving her in the past. Sue worked 12-hour days while she was on active duty, and much of the childcare was outsourced to revolving cast of au pairs. She attributes Jimmy's introversion largely to the fact that they move so frequently. We lived in 3 different locations in the southern US before he was 7. There were no cousins, no aunts, no uncles. It was really just us. After a tumultuous marriage, his parents split up in 2007 when Donaldson was 8 and he no longer has any contact with his father. Jimmy Donaldson attended a small private school, Greenville Christian Academy. Growing up, Donaldson had few friends, rarely going out with other kids on the weekends. Sue identified a deep competitive streak in him early on. You couldn't throw a game with him, you always had to play it all the way through, like with Monopoly. We wanted to throw it out after a while because he was like, don't even pretend to give me Boardwalk and Park.
So yeah, he would play Monopoly with MrBeast, and I would definitely win, okay? I would follow all the official rules of Monopoly, and I would obviously win with MrBeast, okay? At Monopoly. It would be a very boring video, so probably won't even happen, but I would definitely win with MrBeast at Monopoly.
The one word that those in Beastie Boys' orbit used to describe him is obsessive. He has a tendency to fixate on one thing at the expense of all other subjects. His single-minded focus on YouTube, he says, led kids at school to refer to him as autistic.
So, and exactly what's wrong with being autistic? I mean, even Elon Musk has fucking Asperger's, okay?
There's a 5-year point in my life where I was just relentlessly, unhealthily obsessed with studying virality, studying the YouTube algorithm. I woke up, I would Uber Eats food, and then I would sit on my computer all day just studying shit non-stop with other YouTubers. Donaldson admits that his focus on his work made it difficult for him to maintain personal relationships. I'm not really good at keeping friends, he says. All my friends revolve around work. He also spends little time with his family, including his older brother who lives nearby. Another YouTuber Donaldson describes as being somewhat like him but less successful. It also talks about MrBeast having Crohn's disease and his mother saying the stress of having this led him to spend more time indoors, prompting his pivot to YouTube.
Yeah, that Crohn's disease, as I understand, it is a very bad thing for YouTuber to have because it sucks all the energy. I also have problem with energy. I literally had to, as you see, again, not sponsored, but as you see, I had to drink a whole bottle of energy drink before I was recording this, because otherwise I would literally fall asleep halfway through. So who knows? Maybe I have something wrong with me as well. But I've been to the doctors and nobody can help. Nobody can diagnose what's wrong with me. So yeah. So it's I mean, it's very, very impressive that despite his Crohn's disease, he achieved such a success, okay? It's very fucking impressive. And people want to take it away from him. Jealous people. Like Dog Park, like you, like Upper Echelon. Thankfully, not anymore Upper Echelon Gaming, because it would be a very big stain on the gaming community as a whole if he was still called Upper Echelon Gaming and still done this shit, okay? I will eventually take a look at him as well. So keep your eyes out for that, and remember that the only way to make me stop making drama videos is to make my normal content perform as well or better than the drama videos. So yeah, because I really don't want to make drama videos. I don't like making drama videos.
and Donaldson had established a presence on the platform playing Minecraft and Call of Duty when he was 11 and started the MrBeast channel when he was 13. So a lot of people who've been successful like MrBeast are these types of people that live and breathe the online world. And it's clear he did for a variety of reasons, because he had such an unstable life, moving around so much, having parents in the military, not having much family around, having Crohn's disease, that made him seek community online maybe more than the outside world. So you have all that stuff, and loads of people will be able to relate to that experience. Of course, you can be a totally nice person with having a hard life. Like, plenty of people have terrible lives and grow up to be great people, right? I'm not saying that in this video. What I'm saying is, you read all that there, you think about MrBeast growing up, and he's just obsessed with becoming a YouTuber. And it's clear he was willing to do this by any means possible.
And again, what's wrong with that, okay? What's wrong with that? It obviously worked. And you are just jealous because he succeeded where you couldn't.
So you guys might not know this. He transitioned from gaming commentary content and he started doing stuff like viral stunts. So he would count to 100,000. He'd listen to Jake Paul's song, It's Everyday Bro, like for 10 hours straight because he wanted to go viral so bad, and he would talk to other creators about how to do this, right? This guy was just insanely driven about becoming a successful YouTuber no matter what. I think he said also he did like 1 semester at college and then dropped out, so that's another bit of life experience he's missing. So his whole world from a young age, from like 11 years old, is just YouTube, and that's all he wants to be, and that's all he wants to do. And you might say that's admirable for some people, but I think it's seriously unhealthy because of the problems that happen later. Now, one of his first videos, like gimmicky videos, he has a video where he gives a homeless guy $10,000, and what he did was basically beg a mobile app company to give him the $10,000 so the video would be sponsored by them, and he promised that they would basically make the money back from sponsoring the video with all the new signups they'd get from this video going viral. And the video did go very viral. It's still up on the channel. You can see it. He just walks up to a random homeless guy and gives him $10,000.
Obviously, it went viral because MrBeast did a good thing, okay? It doesn't matter that camera was rolling at the time. It doesn't matter he was doing this for video. All that matters is that he gave a homeless person money, possibly saving them from being homeless, possibly making them able to have a better life, or at least have a chance of having a better life.
And then talks to him a bit later. And it's just the general shit that you used to see on YouTube back in the day, of people filming themselves doing good deeds and exploiting poverty for virality. But the thing is, I think he must have been like 17 or 18 when he did this. People do dumb shit when they're 17, and not everyone realizes why making money out of that sort of content is problematic, right?
And again, what's exactly wrong with that? What's exactly wrong with that? He did a good thing, okay? He helped the homeless. So exactly what's wrong with that? That he made some money out of it, that he then reinvested to help other homeless people, which eventually led him to recently build a whole fucking village.
But at the same time, this is a guy who just wanted to go viral. So he's willing to do that, and he doesn't see the issue with it. And I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because he's 17. But this type of content also made him a millionaire by the age of like 19. So you've gone from a kid in your bedroom who spends most of your time just making YouTube videos and talking with other YouTubers online. Because of various different things, you spend most of your time seeking online community. Suddenly you become really, really famous for doing viral challenges, which include giving homeless people a lot of money. Then you're a millionaire. And then you start getting your friends involved, like Ava Tyson and others. And then you start hiring people. And then you start hiring people like editors, just random people to come work for you. and then it comes out that you don't treat them very well. And then you go for some random nobody who doesn't even impact a lot of people in his real life to someone loads of people look up to, and you have so much power, so much money, and so much fame, like almost overnight. And now you're not just that nobody making YouTube videos. Now you're the CEO of a company. You're the CEO of a company that employs people, has to pay like certain things legally, and you're literally making money off the backs of other people under you now. And you're doing that as a teenager who hasn't had life experience, who I don't even think he had a job before.
So again, lots of billionaires and millionaires didn't have a job before having their own companies, okay?
Now you're in control of so many people's lives, and you just get more and more famous. More and more famous, where everyone is telling you you're the best thing in the world, and you literally become the biggest YouTuber on the platform. Like, everyone watching this video, regardless of how you were raised, regardless of your life experience as like a teenager, imagine when you're 19 suddenly becoming this successful.
That would be that would be really amazing, and I bet I would be very happy if that happened to me. Alas, it didn't.
No matter who you are, that would affect you. But imagine if you have literally like no real experience of the real world, and suddenly you have all this money, you have all this fame. It's just a recipe for disaster.
I suppose that I would probably lose that in some Prince of Nigeria scam. But again, I'm not MrBeast for a reason. I'm not the biggest YouTube creator for a reason. So yeah.
So many controversies over the years of this guy just treating people terribly, treating people like garbage. And someone made a great point in my video the other day where I talked about, in 2019 it came out, one of MrBeast's video editors said that MrBeast would regularly berate him, call him like ableist slurs.
Yeah, if you are doing shitty job, no expect to be berated, okay? If you are bad at your job, expect to be berated for it.
And eventually took the video down and made another one talking about how MrBeast gave him a lot of money. And someone said, MrBeast probably treated him terribly and then gave him money afterwards, and in his mind he thinks that's okay.
Well, if he compensated him well, then it's actually good, okay? Because insults can only hurt you if you let yourself to be hurt, okay? If you know here that those insults have no meaning, if you don't let them get to you, then you are fine. And then if you also get money out of it, well, I guess he made it more than fair, okay? More than fair. Again, MrBeast is a saint, okay? And even if he makes mistakes, he always does his best to make things right. Because as we know, he fired Ava Tyson, okay? He fired her, and obviously he had to see the actual evidence of the claims to do it. Because doing so without it would be very immoral. It would be probably totally legal, but it would be immoral, okay?
He thinks he's basically made it square by, I've treated you terribly as one of my workers, but I've compensated you after the fact. So in my head, that's all good. And now we go on to like other allegations that have come out over the years of workplace abuse, him being this perfectionist.
I be damned. We got something. I got something in common with Jimmy. I wish that was his word. Again, I'm jealous of him, okay? I never claimed otherwise. But I'm not throwing him under the bus just because I'm jealous of his success, okay?
Not really caring who he tramples on and exploiting, obviously, these workers to make himself wealthy. And this guy can't empathize with the workers because he was never one. And he also didn't have that experience of the real world to make him ever think like the rest of us. Like, can you imagine? Think of your life experience. Think of you going to college. Think of you having those shitty teenage jobs. Think of you starting your career. Think of everything that has done to you to make you the way you are today, given you more empathy, realizing certain power dynamics in the political system or the economic system. I know loads of people become left-wing after they get their first full-time job.
Yeah, there are obviously some very stupid people in the world.
Because you're radicalized by the power imbalance and basically becoming a wage slave, right?
And here I was being told that only the right can radicalize people.
But someone like MrBeast never had that. And all he's known as an adult is just immense luxury and wealth going from the background I read you. And added on top of that is just this insane drive to become viral as well. Like, he doesn't care what he does.
He obviously cares what he does because he started multiple charities. He provides food to food banks. He builds villages. He cures the blind. So he obviously cares about people, okay? And the fact that it makes for very entertaining videos is completely beside the point, okay?
And that's the argument I've always used against this guy's charity work. He doesn't care about charity. He doesn't care about solving poverty. He doesn't care about these issues.
Well, for someone who doesn't care, he certainly does more to solve poverty than you do.
He just cares about being viral. And if the charity content makes him viral, that's the content he's going to do.
So, at the end of the day, he actually did charity work and he helped people. So, why his motivations are important here? It's not how you do stuff, it's the effects that matter, okay?
And it never came from a place of wanting to help people. It came from a place of wanting to go viral.
He obviously could do it's just a prank bro type of videos, you know, the kind. But he didn't go into that kind of content because he's a good person and he isn't John Somali. Oh, he's another terrible YouTuber.
If you read all about his background and come to the conclusion this guy is just the savior of humanity because he has such a good heart, I just don't know what you've been reading. If you read what I just read to you today, and then think about him now, it just makes so much sense, doesn't it? But this reporting has been out for years and no one took it seriously. Now, MrBeast is, of course, the best example of this because he's the biggest. And like I said, contrast his life to my life. So if I go on to become the biggest politics YouTuber ever on this platform.
Dream on, jealous boy. Dream on.
Which is like a 0% chance of happening. Say I one day become Hassan successful and I become a millionaire and stuff like that. That could still easily change a person, but at the same time, I've had this life experience which hopefully would make me well-rounded enough to not go insane. Although I think I've always been a certain way, if you dumped MrBeast's fame and fortune on 18-year-old Kavernacle, I can't say I wouldn't go absolutely off the rails and I'd start treating people like shit. I just don't know what that would do to someone because it is just such a drastic change that someone like him just wasn't mentally, I guess, prepared for in terms of just transitioning to being a healthy adult who treats people fairly and treats people well. It just like all went to his head like it probably would with most 19-year-olds. But what I see a lot with so many of these YouTubers is they don't have life experience enough to realize how their actions impact people.
You don't have to have working experience to know how actions impact people. You just have to have a working fucking brain.
And they also just don't understand consequences. Because if you're someone like MrBeast or even someone smaller, you're just told for so long you're the best. And you have that authority and you have that fame and you have that standing in like your online community where people hang on your every word and you can make them do stuff. You have that power. And who's to tell you can't? Who makes the rules on YouTube?
Google does make rules on YouTube. I mean, due to the recent laws, it might have to sell YouTube, but for now, Google does make rules on YouTube.
It's really hard to get in massive trouble with YouTube. You can basically do whatever you want for the most part. So there aren't really any consequences for treating people like shit because they want to be your friend, they want to make money, they love your content. So what are they going to do? And it's the same with MrBeast. Like all these people, there's probably loads of people he treats badly still, but they're not going to come out for various reasons. Now, of course, this isn't to say that like every YouTuber who does something bad, it's a result of this stuff. Like Dr. Disrespect being how he is and just being a terrible person, you can't just go back and look at his childhood and be like, well, that's what made him this way. But when we're talking about like workplace dynamics and like economics and wealth and labor exploitation, I think it's helpful to look back at these things because, yeah, what 19-year-old knows anything about that stuff if they've just lived their whole life online?
You know that you can read history books and watch documentaries online. You know that, right? And you know that there are plenty of very well-made documentaries on YouTube.
Most of them don't, right? In Western countries, most of them don't. And if you dump that on any 19-year-old, a lot of them would really, really struggle. But that's what YouTube is. Think of people like James Charles. Think of so many insanely successful YouTubers who've had so much controversy. They all became wealthy millionaire content creators at like 17 or 18 years old. And I think that's a pattern with a lot of these people who get exposed for terrible shit is they just haven't lived a normal life when it was most important to live a normal life, and they just don't know how to treat people because they don't know what it feels like to be treated in that way. Like MrBeast doesn't treat his workers well because how can he understand the dynamic that he's in? He's always just been the boss. So if you've always just been the boss, you're going to find it really hard to empathize with the workers and the power dynamic at play, especially if you've convinced yourself that giving away money like it's nothing is actually a good sign of morality. So you can treat a worker badly, but give him 10K afterwards and you'll feel fine about yourself because you feel like you've made it right in your head, not realizing the longer lasting damage you've done.
And what damage is that? Again, bad words and insults only can get to you if you let them get to you. I mean, if let's say MrBeast shows up here at my house tomorrow, okay? Be my guest. Call me slurs. Call me names. I mean, for the right sum of money, you can call me whatever you want, okay? And I will have literally no problem. Because I can handle insults, unlike it seems you and people like you.
I think living online and the pursuit of virality just leads people to having a lack of morals and a lack of empathy. And when you've already had a hard upbringing like he has, it's just like a recipe for being a bad person. And like I said in the comments, let me know other examples you can think of.
Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Johnny Somali, those are actually bad content creators, okay? Or as we call them in Poland, pato streamers and pato YouTubers, short of pathologic streamers and pathologic YouTubers, okay? So yeah, those are actually bad creators. MrBeast isn't like that, okay? MrBeast is a goddamn saint. He could be very well doing the same shit that John Somali is doing, but he doesn't because he is a goddamn saint, okay? He is a goddamn saint. He helps people.
Because I bet there's other people with, you know, similar stories. And the one thing I want to end it on as well, I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I'm not saying if you're just like a pretty average guy like me who becomes a YouTuber later on in life that you can't be a terrible person as well, because of course you can. And I'm also not saying that if you act like Jimmy Beast and become a YouTuber that way, you're automatically going to be a bad person, because I'm not saying that either. But I do think there's a pattern between how people become YouTubers and how young they become successful and growing up in these online communities. And also the amount of power and fame on offer and how to actually get that. I think it takes a certain person who wants that, and a certain person with a certain ego, a certain person with a certain drive, a certain person who's obsessed. And that was MrBeast. And especially when you're making YouTube content just to go viral, you don't care what you're making. You're not passionate about it. Like loads of us who make YouTube videos, we're passionate about what we talk about. I'm passionate about history, politics, and like various entertainment things. That's why I want to talk about it, because it's fun and I want to have this conversation, and I like being somewhat of an authority to help change people's minds on issues like politics. But at the same time, I wasn't completely driven by the desire to be a YouTuber, because I wouldn't want to be a YouTuber like MrBeast. I wouldn't want to be a YouTuber like loads of other people just for the fame, because that doesn't interest me. I want to be a politics YouTuber.
You are making it hard on yourself, okay? Being political YouTuber is even harder than being a gamer YouTuber, okay? I mean, I'm doing this content literally because my recent Foundry video didn't perform as well as the drama content. I hate drama content, okay? But I'm making it because I want to make people happy, and I want to defend a content creator that I really enjoy, that I really think didn't do anything wrong. That I actually think is too kind, but he's... but yeah, unfortunately the drama content sells, so that's what I have to do, okay?
That's all I've ever wanted, and I want it for certain reasons that go far beyond I want to be famous and I want money. But for a lot of people today, and now we have platforms that are even more brain rotting like TikTok, they just want to be big TikToker. They don't care what they're famous for, they just want to be big TikToker. So not like a super in-depth one, but I thought it was an interesting end to the MrBeast trilogy. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you can think of any other YouTubers like this.
Logan Paul.
And I could elaborate about myself a bit more, but I think I did a good job of just highlighting how a lot of YouTubers are just really normal people.
But are insanely jealous.
And just really average people, and we're not making like insane money. We're not like insanely famous.
See, this is what I will never be, okay? I will never accept that I am not the best, because that's not true. I know my worth, okay? I know my worth.
I don't think most people watch my videos for me. I think they watch it for like what I'm showing, and I don't think I'm some sort of personality, and that's fine by me. But a lot of people just crave that cult of personality, and you see it with left-wing politics YouTube as well. A combination of what I talked about. They seek that power. They just live and breathe the online world, and they don't have a healthy life outside of that, and then they end up becoming pretty shitty content creators who just treat people terribly. But that is it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and if you made it this far, thank you for watching.
So, in conclusion, we got another jealous YouTuber. At least he's not a disgruntled employee who will tell any lie to get back at his boss. I mean, former boss. But yeah, he got a jealous YouTuber. And I really don't like how people are dogpiling on MrBeast right now. I hope he can get past that. I hope that he can sue for libel and slander that dogpack person, because he would obviously win, even with the actual malice standard, with which I think is bullshit. Okay, it's real bullshit. But even with that in place, he would easily win. So yeah, go MrBeast. I love you. I really hope that you will be doing well and will keep helping people like you helped up to this point. Okay.